On January 17, 1957, in Welch, West Virginia, a boy named Broderick Stephen Harvey was born into a working-class family. His father Jesse was a coal miner, his mother Eloise a homemaker who believed in discipline, faith, and hard work. Young Steve had a severe stutter that made him terrified of speaking in front of people. The words would get stuck in his throat, and other kids would mock him. But inside this shy, stuttering boy lived an enormous dream. When the family moved to Cleveland, Ohio, Steve attended Glenville High School. In 6th grade, his teacher asked the class to write down what they wanted to be when they grew up. Steve wrote, "I want to be on TV." His teacher read it, laughed, and told his father that Steve was being a smart aleck. She didn't believe him. But that dream never left him. Steve graduated in 1974 and enrolled at Kent State University, but flunked out after 2 years. He returned to Cleveland, working a series of dead-end jobs: insurance salesman, mail carrier, carpet cleaner, auto worker, even a professional boxer. He got married, had children, but felt unfulfilled. Everyone told him, "Man, you should be a comedian." But comedy was a dream. Dreams don't pay bills. In 1985, at 28 years old, a friend dragged him to a local comedy club's amateur night at the Hilarities Comedy Club in Cleveland. Steve signed up, hands shaking, old stutter threatening to return. But when he grabbed the microphone, something magical happened. The crowd laughed. Real, belly-shaking laughter. Steve won the contest and knew instantly, this is what I'm supposed to do. He quit his job to pursue stand-up full-time. His wife told him he was crazy. What followed were the darkest 3 years of Steve Harvey's life. His marriage fell apart. He was making about $50 a week from small comedy gigs, not enough to afford an apartment. So Steve Harvey, the man who dreamed of being on TV, became homeless. He lived in his 1976 Ford Tempo for 3 years. He showered in gas station bathrooms, washed clothes in rest stop sinks. Some nights he'd cry himself to sleep, wondering if he'd made the biggest mistake of his life. It was emotionally and mentally excruciating, Steve later recalled. One night, exhausted and broken, he looked at himself in a gas station mirror and heard a voice inside. "Keep going. You're going somewhere you've never been." He didn't know if it was God, his own mind, or desperation, but he believed it. In 1990, Steve entered the second annual Johnny Walker National Comedy Search and made it to the finals. Then came the call that changed everything. Showtime at the Apollo wanted him to host their famous amateur night in Harlem. "They loved me," Steve remembered. "Next thing you know, I got a phone call saying, 'We'd like you to become the permanent host.'" That was 1991, and I wasn't homeless anymore. In 1996, the WB network gave Steve his own sitcom, The Steve Harvey Show, which ran for 6 seasons. He joined the original Kings of Comedy tour with Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hughley, and Bernie Mac, one of the highest-grossing comedy tours ever. He launched a nationally syndicated radio show, published the bestseller Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, and in 2010 took over as host of Family Feud. His hilarious reactions went viral, making him a global icon. Today, Steve Harvey hosts multiple TV shows, runs a business empire worth over $200 million, and speaks openly about his homeless years, not with shame, but gratitude. "I'm running from homelessness," he says. "I can't ever be in that position again." From a Ford Tempo to Family Feud. From $50 a week to $200 million. From nobody to icon. Don't quit. Don't ever quit. You have no idea how close you are.